Hello friends, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett in the King 5 studios. On Saturday night, we're going to remain in first alert into Sunday. I'll tell you why in just a moment here, but you've probably already noticed it. It's quite stormy out there. We've got a series of systems rotating through, including one that's bringing some showers on this Saturday night. Things fairly quiet in Bellingham for the time being, but man, it was gusty there last night. We'll talk about that in a moment. One place where we are watching for some rain right now is over top of the Seattle Metro, where it could become steady and heavy overnight tonight. I'll show you that with Futurecast in a moment, but let's just kind of recap here for a second, shall we? Last night I was telling you, watch for the purples. Anything you see that is the color purple on our little gauge here, there's winds that are over 40 miles an hour. We had some of those verified in some spots, including near Whidbey, where they actually got up over 60 in some spots, 59 the official registration of Whidbey Island itself, 50 in Bellingham, 52 in Quileute, and we did see some gusty winds in some of the foothills of King and Snohomish County. I know my power went off and on throughout the night last night. Don't see anything like that. It will be breezy on Sunday, but nothing that I expect to be that gusty. Here is a look right around 7:30 on Saturday night where, yeah, it's raining across the metro right now, but also some low-lying fog. That could be an issue for you early on Sunday as well. And again, another band of heavy rain set to move through tonight. So let's unpack your 7-day first alert forecast. What we got going on in the short term is that rain and the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. I don't expect it to affect the Seahawks game. We'll unpack that in a second too. Here are the details of your first alert. We're going to last it through Sunday. Once we get those thunderstorms out of here, I think things will calm down. Now, we will see some steady and periodically heavy rain Saturday night into Sunday, especially during the overnight hours. So if there is any silver lining to all this cloud cover, most of that heavy rain will fall while folks are off the road, safe and warm in bed, but could be a little pooling and ponding on Sunday morning. A thunderstorm potential, again, nothing heavy duty, but I'll point out exactly where it is here in a moment. The rain will be all over western Washington. The thunderstorms mostly confined to the west along the coast, the southwest interior, and possibly up towards the north. We'll take a look at that using our handy dandy gauge in a moment here. Take a look at weather alerts. All of the wind alerts have been allowed to expire now. With that said, though, we do still have some breezy conditions along the coast here. What we're looking at is the possibility of of a small craft advisory that'll be along the coast until 5 p.m. on Sunday. The waves are big. It's really nasty out there, so don't even try it, especially out of Westport. Meanwhile, up towards Admiralty Inlet and up towards the coastal Skagit and Whatcom, off towards the islands there as well, that small craft advisory is in place until 2 a.m. on Sunday. It'll be breezy on Sunday, but not quite as gusty as it will be overnight. And here's a new development for you. Up towards the North Cascades, a winter weather advisory in place for Skagit and Whatcom. Looks like there could be some accumulating snow, especially up towards Baker. Looks like Crystal and the Olympics will see some accumulating snow there as well, as snow levels are going to drop down as low as 3,500 feet this week. We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's unpack Sunday, shall we? Here's how it looks in the big picture. And using water vapor, there is the parent low right there. You can see that counterclockwise flow that just keeps spinning these storm systems our way. We've been seeing it for the better part of the last 24 hours here and more on the way. So it's just picking up any moisture off of the Pacific and just driving it right towards us. It's not an atmospheric river like it was last week, and this is kind of more spotty in nature. So we saw some of those showers pass through on Saturday afternoon. We'll get those out of here. And then overnight Saturday into Sunday, this is right around 1:30 in the morning. When I say steady and periodically heavy, you can see some of those oranges and reds indicating that that heavier rain will be over top of Olympia, Chehalis, and then up towards some of our northern counties, again along the I-5 corridor, basically from Seattle all the way up towards the Canadian border. We'll see some of that heavier rain along the Olympics as well. By about 2:30 in the morning, it's going to be raining heavily over the Seattle Metro, all the way up the I-5 corridor, up towards Bellingham, and then kind of smashing into the foothills there. So even down towards Pierce County, we'll see some of that heavy rain. Again, this is the middle of the night, so I'm not too concerned about it. 3:30 in the morning, now you're starting to see it lift and move off towards some of our northern counties, still steadily raining up towards Skagit and Whatcom. So by 6 a.m., we catch a little bit of a break there. We see some of that snow converting up in the upper elevations there. We'll talk about that in a moment. But again, things should start off fairly mellow across the Seattle Metro. Right around 11:30, another band of showers moving in. Why is that relevant? Well, because kickoff for the Seahawks game at Lumen Field is at 1:05. And it looks like we could see a band of rain moving through right around there. Looks like the second half will catch a little bit of a break. So again, maybe even possibly a sun break. We'll keep a close eye on that. But by the time we get to around 5 o'clock and folks are getting out of Lumen Field and kind of heading in various directions, another band of rain will move in. They could be periodically heavy, where you see those yellows and oranges there. That's the possibility of some of that steadier rain moving through as well. well. And it looks like it's just going to trail. Some of those showers could last 2, 3, 4 hours across King County and the Seattle Metro, and then obviously up towards some of the northern counties. You're seeing that in Skagit, Whatcom, Snohomish, and then down towards the south as well. You'll see some showers that'll kind of come and go down towards Olympia and Chehalis, and obviously along the coast as well. 11 o'clock on Sunday night, guess what? Still raining over top of much of Puget Sound and Seattle, and then along the coast, another band of that steady rain will move through. Fast forward into early Monday morning. Still showery, still kind of moving through off and on. Possibility of some sun breaks, but as we get into the afternoon, more rain moving through. You can just see that rotating through one after another. So again, different from an atmospheric river, but still steady rain out there. Finally, 11 o'clock on Monday night, we catch a break. It'll be snowing pretty steadily over top of Crystal Mountain and down towards Mount Rainier. But for the rest of us, the clouds should start to clear. In fact, it looks like on Tuesday, we'll get a little bit of a break. A little ridge of high pressure builds in. So if you've been missing the sun, it will be back. It's just going to take a while for that to happen. All right, let's unpack Sunday real quick here, because again, you can see from the gauge there, low potential for thunderstorms, mostly along the coast early on Sunday. But then as we go into the afternoon, right around, well, 11:30 is not exactly the afternoon, but it's getting close. There is the possibility of some of that in the foothills up towards Snohomish County, off towards the southern portion of Puget Sound and Hood Canal, kind of between Olympia and Hood Canal there, and then down towards Chehalis. And then we go into the afternoon, again, slight chance of thunderstorms along the I-5 corridor, Snohomish, Skagit, possibly up towards Whatcom. You're also seeing some of that out towards Forks as well. We fast forward to around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Basically what's happening here is this air that's coming in off the Pacific is much colder than the air that'll be over top of land. So whenever those two kind of mix it up a little bit, there is the possibility of some thunderstorms there. What we'll get from that is possibly some gusty outflow winds, maybe a little bit of hail, but more than likely anything else, you'll get some steady pockets of rain that'll move through. So I don't see it being particularly dangerous, but I do want to let you know about it just in case you do have any outdoor plans. That thunderstorm potential will kind of linger along the coast Sunday into Monday. This is 8 o'clock on Monday morning. It's still kind of hanging out there. But then, as we saw earlier, things should start to mellow on Monday afternoon and kind of clear up and clean up a little bit. And that should be it for the thunderstorm potential. As far as the wind goes, it will be breezy overnight Saturday into Sunday, and that'll be kind of a constant throughout the day as these systems whip through. But as you saw we're not going to see anything 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. In fact, not really seeing much in the way of purples here, but it will be breezy throughout the day. This is right around 1:30, so as it's raining, it's also going to be kind of wind driven there, so it's going to be kind of that cold rain. Go to about 5:30, it starts to back off a little bit. We're looking at more teens, but then late on Sunday night it'll be back. But again, nothing heavy duty. It looks like it will be gusty along the coast there, but it's the coast. That's to be expected. If you are fortunate enough to have tickets to the Seahawks game, bless you. It's going to be football weather there right around 1 o'clock. Again, raining pretty steadily, possibly a sunbreak by the time we get to the middle of the game and halftime. And then by the time we get to the end of the game, it looks like that rain will be back. So what I'm saying in a long, drawn out way is congratulations for having tickets, but make sure you bring the rain gear with you and keep it handy. All right, let's switch gears and talk about snow because, well, it looks like we could start to see the first accumulating snow of the season up towards the Cascades and the Olympics. So 5,000 feet on Sunday drops down to about 4,000 feet on Monday. So the possibility, and again, it's going to be dry on Tuesday. So what I'm keeping my eye on is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when that next system moves in and we see those snow levels around 3,500 feet. Could be some past impacts up towards Stevens, but it's too early to call. Going to give you the big picture here. As systems continue to rotate through here, you see all those whites and blues? That is snow that's going to light up the coastal range in British Columbia, the Monachees, the Selkirks, and then the Cascades there, and then into the Intermountain West. So this could be really the first opportunity to build some snowpack across the West here. Everybody I know in the ski and snowboard world is very happy about it. Mount Baker could be a beneficiary of this. As we saw, there is that winter weather advisory in place, and it looks like Paradise and just Rainier in general look like they're going to pick up the lion's share of the snow. Looks like Hurricane Ridge will get some out of the deal as well. So possibility of seeing some of those beautiful white mountains as early as Tuesday. 7-day forecast shows us in first alert through Sunday. Then again, catching a little bit of a break and some sunshine on Tuesday, and then back in it again on Wednesday, when we're going to see another system rotate through and those temperatures that are going to stay plenty cool. Stay warm, stay safe, and keep it tuned to king5.com and King 5 on air.